Hello everyone, my name is Pallab Jyoti Buragohai and my registration number is 20BCE0866 and today I am going to talk about fiber optics. So let's start. Optical fiber is an optical transmission device which works on the principle of TIR or total internal reflection. It helps in transmission of the light signals. So this is the explanation of how it works. So let's see the parts of this. These are the parts of optical fiber. The core, which is 8 micrometer, and it is a glass or plastic of higher refractive index than the cladding. It is the main part which carries the signal through it. Cladding is which is it surrounds the core. It is 125 micrometer, and it has a lower mu or refractive index than the core. Buffer it protects the this part or cladding of and co from outer things like damage and moisture. And jacket it holds more than one fibers in it, or it is the outer thing which holds more than one fiber and all. This is the light propagation through fibers. This is a TIR. When I is less than theta c or critical angle, the reflected ray goes out, but when it is equal to the critical angle, the refracted ray is is along the surface. And when I is greater than critical angle, then the ray gets total internally reflected, and this is the principle behind the working of optical fibers. So here there are three diagrams, and that's all. So these are the optical fiber advantages. Optical fiber have greater bandwidth than copper transmission lines, and they have a less signal loss, lighter, smaller in diameter, and often less expensive. They are free from electrical interference, and it is also not able and it is not able to we are not able to also tap from the optical fiber like we can do in copper lines. They are also useful in hazardous environments where electrical sparks can cause fires. These are the more detailed explanation of their advantages. So here you can see, using an optical fiber, 15,000 independent speeches can be sent, where as using a copper wire only 48. So we can see the difference here. So these are some specifications. Attenuation, it is loss of signal measured in decibels. Dispersion, blurring of a signal, it affects the bandwidth. Bandwidth, the number of bits per second that can be sent through a data link. Numerical aperture measures the largest angle of light that can be accepted into the core. Acceptance angle, optical fiber will propagate light that enters the fiber within a certain cone. We will see it for in the next slides. It is known as acceptance cone of the fiber. So this is the acceptance cone and acceptance angle. This is the cone, and the angle which lies in it is called acceptance angle, the maximum angle which external light rays may strike the air glass and all. So here we can see the light is from outside the cone will not get TIR, but inside the cone will always get TIR, or total internal reflection. So here this is the mathematical things. So this is the acceptance angle, and from using Snell, this is I, incident angle phi theta, and from Snell's law we can see mu naught, refractive index of air, sine I, this angle, is equal to mu1, which is refractive index of the core, and sine phi, which is this angle or the angle inside which it means reflected. So this is the basic Snell's law, and we can substitute phi is equal to 90 minus theta from using this in this triangle. Here it is 90 degree, and then we can substitute this, and we can it get converted into cos theta, and then mu1 root of 1 minus sine square theta. Hence we can see the relation between phi and theta here. So if I increases, phi increases, and then theta decreases. So this is the relation between I, phi, and theta. So this is that. There is a maximum value of I beyond which the light ray entering the fiber will fall on the core cladding interference at the angle less than theta c. Such ray will refract into the cladding and will not propagate. So here you can see this is the maximum value of phi, or called I max. This is the acceptance angle of the fiber. So here it is a formula. So again, using when Snell's law, theta is equal to theta c, mu1 by mu2 is equal to sine 90 by sine theta c. So sine theta c is equal to mu2 by mu1. So substituting this sine theta c in here, this is the basic that critical angle formula, and we get, after substituting that, we get mu naught sine I max is equal to root of mu1 square minus mu2 square. So mu1 mu2 is basically the this is mu2 and mu1, and mu naught is this air. Hence we get this formula from there. So hence the formula for sine I max, because since mu naught is 1 for air, this is the formula of sine I max, mu1 square minus mu2 square. This relation gives this equation gives the relation between the acceptance angle and refractive indices of the core and the cladding. So this is for numerical aperture. It is the measure of the light gathering capacity of fiber and is defined as the product of sine of acceptance angle and the refractive index of medium to which and phases of the fiber are exposed. So so here it is a formula, and A is equal to mu naught sine I max. Since mu naught is 1 for air, Na is equal to sine I max is equal to root of mu1 square minus mu2 square. So let us see the types of optical fiber. Optical fiber can be mainly classified in two types: single mode step index fiber and multimode fiber. Multimode can be further classified into multimode step index fibers and multimode graded index fibers. So here you can see that single mode and multimode difference. It is thinner than the multimode one. Single mode is, and let's see further. Step index and graded index. Step index multimode was developed first, but it is rare because it has a low bandwidth. For example, it is 50 megahertz kilometer, while graded index has a bandwidth up to 2 gigahertz kilometer, which is considerably higher than that. So here you can see the difference. This is multimode step index fiber. So here one thing you can see is this is the refractive index of the N2 and N1. So here you can see the cladding refractive index is suddenly increases in here in the core part, but in multimode it slowly increases. So you can see the curve here, and here you can see the step like thing. And single mode is obviously thinner than the multimode, hence it is here it is smaller, and it also increases like the multi step index one. So that's why it is thinner, it is thicker, and then that's like that. And we can see the index pulse here and output pulse. So here we can see that. So here you can see the difference in there. It is more like here it is, you can see these are similar and these are less similar. So let's go further. This is single mode step index fiber. It has a core diameter of 8 to 9 microns, which only allows one light path or mode. These have a slower signal loss. Here you can see that this have a signal, so less loss in here, and higher information capacity or bandwidth than the multimode fiber. So this is the multimode step index fiber, which is length is 50 to 100 microns or sometimes even larger. Allows several paths. It can allow several light paths. This causes modal dispersion. So like for example, some modes take longer to pass through the fiber than other because they travel a longer distance. So here you can see that This one is traveling less distance, this straight one, and but others are traveling a longer distance, and this one goes out of the clad, sorry, core. So this is the graded index fiber. So the reflection gradually changes. That's why you can see a curve-like thing here, curve increase. Um, Mode that travels further also move faster. So here you can see that. So this reduces the modal dispersion. Hence, bandwidth it, bandwidth is greatly increased. So here you can see that the difference between these two. And you can also see that due to the gradually change in refractive index, the light appears to looks like this, this shape. So attenuation in the optical fiber. Signal attenuation is one of the most important properties of fiber for determining repeaterless separation between a transmitter and a receiver. So signal attenuation is usually expressed in terms of decibel. So here's the formula: number of decibel is equal to 10 log base 10 pi by p naught. So where pi is the power of optical signal launched at one end of the fiber, and p naught is the power of optical signal emerging from other end of the fiber. So this is the formula of attenuation: alpha is equal to 10 by L into log base 10 pi by p naught. So here it is the signal attenuation per length in decibel, where L is the fiber length. So this is the formula. So these are the three mechanisms responsible for attenuation in signal: absorption of atomic defect in glass composition, extrinsic absorption by impurity atoms in glass material, intrinsic absorption by the basic constituent atoms of fiber material. So that's it. Usually absorption losses by atomic defects in fiber are negligible compared to these two. Dispersion in optical fiber: when a light pulse is launched in the fiber, its amplitude decreases while traveling along the fiber. So here we can see the input signal and output signal broadening. This does the pulse becomes wider at output end. This is due to the dispersion effect, and it is measured in nanoseconds per kilometer. So following are the mechanisms responsible for distortion in light pulse: material, waveguide, and intermodal. So material dispersion: here the light moves on different wavelength, travels at different speeds in a medium. Short wavelength pulse travels slower than the larger wavelength pulse. It is the definition for material dispersion. So this thing we get from that C is equal to nu lambda formula. So the amount of material dispersion can be calculated by this relation. So here it is a relation: a lambda, delta lambda, and a peak wavelength spectral with length of fiber core and refractive index of core respectively. So waveguide dispersion: this dispersion arises due to the variation of refractive index for any mode with wavelength. It is governed by replacing refractive index with effective refractive index. Intermodal: when a large number of modes are propagating in a fiber, they travel at different velocity with respect to the fiber axis. Part of the wave arises at the output before the other parts, leading to a spread of input pulse. This is known as intermodal dispersion. It doesn't depend to the spectral with delta lambda of the source. So that's it for today. Thank you. I hope you liked the presentation, and thank you.